So I've been playing the Fallout 76 beta for the last couple of days, and I know many other people have as well. It's been extended many times due to complications and problems, obviously. But to say I wasn't excited about a new Fallout game, or I wasn't a big Fallout fan, would be quite an understatement indeed. So as I said, I've had a little bit of a soft spot for Fallout, Fallout 2 and Fallout New Vegas. I have literally played to death. And Fallout 76 I've been looking forward to, and Fallout 4 I was pretty optimistic about that game as well. Despite the fact that I didn't enjoy Fallout 4 as much as the older games, I still played it for over 60 hours, so I think I enjoyed it a little bit. And with Fallout 76, after playing it for a couple of days, yeah. Now before you think this is another video about another YouTuber criticizing Fallout 76, because I know there's been many videos of those, it is not. I will get to my point very soon. Let's just say to start this video off that Fallout 76 has not impressed me, but I do understand that widespread opinions are going to be split down the middle with this game. And that's absolutely fine. Games are not there to appeal to everyone. Everyone has different tastes and everyone has different games they want to buy and different games they want to invest in now, maybe invest in them later. That's absolutely fine. For me personally, the game is just, I felt it was too buggy, the texture quality is really horrid, and most importantly, above all those graphical elements and everything, the game just feels very weird and different without NPCs and without it being a single player controlled focus. It is a very different experience, but not necessarily going to say it's going to be a bad one. But as I said, I know this game is going to split people down the middle in terms of opinions. There's going to be a group of people who just want to play with friends and not have to worry about the whole solo play, maybe story, large story kind of thing, and there's going to be people who miss that from the Fallout games. However, for me, that's what I associated Fallout to be. For me, it's always been about the big story, the big adventure. And so far in the beta, it just hasn't shown that for me at all. So it was around about this time that I started to feel like, okay, Fallout 76 isn't the game that I thought it would be, or at least it's not going to be at launch. And I was looking around and I came across this mod that was just released, at least in its own beta, before Fallout 76 beta was announced. Do keep up. Fallout New California is a giant mod that has just been released for Fallout New Vegas. It's so big, in fact, it's been developed for the last 6 years by modders of Fallout New Vegas. It's quite an astonishing achievement, and I think it's gone under the radar a little bit, and I wanted to talk about it in this video. So this is how I got on with Fallout New California and how it's keeping the old games of Fallout alive.
New Vegas, New Vegas, New Vegas. It's the best Fallout, the overlooked Fallout, the surprising Fallout. We seamlessly have heard it all since its release in 2010, but New Vegas has always been an odd one nonetheless. Despite their success of the takeover of the Fallout brand from 2007, Bethesda's first Fallout, Fallout 3, took Fallout in a completely new direction than the past games, a top-down, turn-based RPG game, and it paid off massively. However, when it came to creating the next Fallout from Bethesda, people would have to wait 10 years with Fallout 4, because with New Vegas, it wasn't even made by Bethesda.
I think this is why New Vegas had this sort of fan favorite feel about it. I know a lot of people love Fallout 3, and it's kind of what got a lot of people into the Fallout series when it got very mainstream. Even going further back with Fallout 2, I still consider Fallout 2 to be one of the best turn-based RPGs of all time. But with New Vegas, it had this sort of weird charm about it that I just don't think you find in any Fallout game nowadays.
Since its release, the PC community have been providing hundreds of mods for Fallout New Vegas. Whether it's transforming the game to look better, reworking the way guns work, new audio like brand new radio stations, animations, even locations. Even to go as far as adding brand new storylines and quests with voiceover work. The vanilla game of New Vegas is just the beginning nowadays, as the modding community continue the legacy and expansion of New Vegas, all for free. And that's where Fallout New California comes in. So while this isn't a full-blown review of the mod itself, and I'll get to why later, I'd rather just talk about the game itself with my opinion on it, because I think it brings up an important message in terms of the way we are preserving video games and mods in the future. Fallout New California is an unofficial, of course, prequel to the base game Fallout New Vegas. The game is set in Vault 18 at the start of the game, and then progresses into the outside world, a large brand new map in fact. Besides not just having a new story with new and voiced characters, the mod also includes new animations, a unique perk path, even in-game cutscenes were worked into the game, something that the base game of Fallout New Vegas didn't exactly have. There are also 3 factions to get to know too. There's of course the NCR, the last remaining members of the Master's Army from the original Fallout, and the Survivalists, who are a gang of kill first, talk later raiders. Comparing it to the base game of Fallout New Vegas as well, and other Fallouts, there also seems to be more of an impact on decisions this time around too. I found a fascinating amount of freedom or optional choices that you could do in the opening level in Vault 18, and most of them you can completely ignore and you'll still progress the story. It's very clear that a huge amount of care and attention has gone into the mod. It's a great and shining example to show how far mods have come in 2018.
So in order to make this work, I would obviously need to reinstall my Steam copy of Fallout New Vegas and also download a mod manager called Vortex. It's a mod manager that keeps everything and all the mods that you want to put into the game without the kind of installation fuss. It's a one-click install. It's very, very handy. It's also an important note that the mod is still in beta. They are releasing patches for it to fix some of the issues that people have been having. But just bear that in mind because you are going to run into issues with this mod. Fallout New California clocks in at around 6 gig, which is about the size of a standard DLC pack for a Fallout New Vegas game. And you just gotta remember that this is made by fans of Fallout, not Bethesda or any huge company. Let's talk about some of the issues, because of course there are issues with any mod you install. The main problem I have encountered at this stage is unstableness. I've ran into many occasions where the mod wouldn't load the game or just simply crash. I've tried uninstalling the mod, reinstalling it, reinstalling the patches, every little thing, but every single time I do a playthrough, I'm almost guaranteed to run into a crash of some sort. In fact, I got into so many crashes that it got to a point where I couldn't progress the game. I played a couple of hours of Fallout New California. I have enough to give an opinion on it. However, I cannot finish it because I ran into a game-breaking crash that I just can't get past at this present time. I'm hoping they'll fix it soon. I have reported it. As I said before, it's strictly stated that this mod is in beta, so just be aware that before you start complaining or giving bad reviews for it, that it is still in testing. Don't let that put you off from this mod, however. If you want to wait and be patient, that's absolutely fine as well. The voice acting in this game is not the greatest, but if you've played any of the old Fallout games, you probably won't notice a difference, to be honest. There's just a couple of little issues as well, but they are easily fixed by mods that are actually already out for this particular mod. Like the faces of the NPCs, they seem a bit odd, and there's already a mod out to fix them and make them a little bit better. Yes, you've heard that right, there are mods for mods today. What a time to be alive. Now, there's been countless mods for New Vegas, and me just saying that this mod is really, really good and you should check it out, it's a huge achievement, is one thing to point out, but the other thing is, I think it's important when you're comparing something like this to Fallout 76. It's all well and good for Bethesda to be releasing Fallout 76 this week, but I do find there's so much to enjoy in returning to an old favourite by, if you want, installing a bunch of mods, having a familiar but, you know, different experience in a playthrough. And what even makes it just more special is that the cherry on top of all of this is that this is a completely free thing that fans have just made. It is worthy of being paid DLC, but it's completely free for anyone to download. In today's gaming world, DLC is under a season pass banner 90% of the time. I really hate using this comparison again and again, but I just think it's staggering. You take something like Destiny 2, which you already pay for the base game for, and then you pay for a yearly season pass, and the game also has microtransactions in it. And that's fine if people want to enjoy the game and they don't mind forking out because they enjoy that game very much. But it's really bad for the future of video games. Modern AAA games seem to be very money-making heavy machines nowadays, rather than love for a project. It's not to say that all publishers and devs are like that, but it's certainly a large majority in the industry today. And a lot of these games, they need an online connection a lot of the times. And that's a bit of a problem when they decide to push the button to shut it down. Now this brings me to my huge underlining problem of the whole Fallout 76 release. Now Fallout 76 could be a huge success, and my opinion on this could not matter if it's a huge success, and even if it is a huge success, I think it pushes my opinion on what I'm about to say about Fallout 76 even more when we talk about having the game online. And this is something that I haven't really seen discussed by anyone else online, and I think it really should be discussed if we're talking about the legacy of this series. Every Fallout game that has come out to this date has been offline, and this has allowed mods like New California to be made by fans out of pure love. Now when you take Fallout 76, this is what I fear about what's going to happen with the series going forward. Sure, we might get mods in 76, but not at the level that the old offline games will have, and they're most likely going to be regulated by Bethesda anyway. And because of this, I feel like this is the end of the Fallout series that we have known before Fallout 76. It seems like Fallout 76 is going to be the way going forward as a sort of games for service type of game, especially when Bethesda have already said that they want Fallout 76 to be around for a very, very long time. It will take a while, and even if the project fails, it will still take a while, but because this is an online game, they could just shut off the servers like that, and then Fallout 76 is no more. You can't say that about the old Fallout games. Fallout 76 is definitely going to divide people when it comes out. There's going to be people like myself who still wanted it to retain the old Fallout feel, and it most likely won't. But there'll be another side who wanted to play Fallout with their friends, and that's absolutely fine too. But I would like to give a little appreciation in this video to the guys who are still sticking by games released more than 10 years ago and still creating mods and keeping the game alive and fresh, and people still downloading by the thousands all these mods and still enjoying them a lot. I think they're important because they keep those old games alive, and when in the future when every single game is online and everyone gets switched off by the company that made them because they don't want to keep the servers online, we will still have these people hopefully making mods for these games. And it's just staggering the amount of love and passion that goes into them after reading up about how long it took to make mods for not just Fallout but a lot of different games that are available with tons and tons of different mods. They're just done out of pure love and passion, and they're not done for greed or money or anything like that. It's done for the love of the game and how to keep it alive, as I said, and expand it even more. Just as a side note, if you want to know all the links to install this mod, it will be in the description below. Do give your appreciation to the modders who made the New California mod as well. Thank you guys for watching SideQuest. This is a side series, of course, that is different from the main series of documentaries that we do on Total Gaming. It's just like a mini series that's a bit more compact than the documentary series. Talks about various different things that I really couldn't put into a documentary, and put them into videos in between each documentary that we release on Total Gaming. So I do hope you enjoy them. Let me know what you think of them, and until next time, I'll see you later. I need my VATs. Alright, cheers, bye.